Welcome back to Pokemon History and Lore, where each video I'll be teaching you the real life histories, science, and cultures that inspired your favorite Pokemon. So comment who your favorite Pokemon is, and if I use it, I'll shout you out in the video. Today we're going to be talking about the Pokemon Kyogre and Groudon. These Pokemon were recommended by Zen Santiago, Donahue, and Shay Keller. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Les Marina, who is my 7,000th follower. Thank you guys for all the support. Now, Kyogre has 3 inspirations. The first being Alpha, which is the beginning of the Greek alphabet, which is also where the term alphabet comes from, and also represents life as we know it coming from the seas. The second inspiration comes from the orca, which despite popular belief isn't a fish or a whale, but is actually the largest dolphin, which makes them mammals like you and me. Around 50 million years ago, there was an animal called Pakicetus, which was a wolf-like mammal that hunted along the coast. Eventually, over millions of years, it evolved into current-day dolphins and whales. This is why the bones on the inside of a whale's fin still looks like a claw. One of its nostrils moved to the top of its head, and this is known as its blowhole. The second one stayed in the front, and this is how they can echolocate. Also, around the world, orcas have developed unique languages, just like how Latin-based languages have spawned off into English, French, German, and Spanish. Lastly, did you know that orcas, elephants, and humans are the only animals that experience menopause? Don't tell your menopausal wife that. I don't think she would like the comparison. Have you ever noticed in this poster for Free Willy? It looks like the kid's giving him a falcon punch. The last inspiration for Kyogre comes from the Jewish myth of the Leviathan, which is mentioned in the Old Testament in Job, Isaiah, and Psalm, and is a sea creature that is meant to represent the untamable force of nature. Now on to Groudon, which takes its first inspiration from the Greek letter omega, which represents the end of times. It also takes inspiration from theropod dinosaurs like the Ankylosaurus, which lived 68 to 66 million years ago. Lastly, it takes inspiration from the Jewish behemoth, which again is mentioned in the Old Testament in the book of Job. It is often depicted as being ox-like, although many depictions make him look more like a hippopotamus. Representing the land, the behemoth is supposed to be at odds with the Leviathan, much like how Kyogre and Groudon are fighting in Gen 3, the two only being able to be calmed by Ziz, which is represented by Rayquaza in Gen 3. I already have a full video on Rayquaza, but I didn't put the Ziz in it. But if you get a chance, give that video a watch. It's super interesting stuff. And with that, that's going to finish off the weather trio from Gen 3. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Here's a preview of the Pokemon I'm going to be doing next. And if you like this video, please give it a repost. It really helps with the algorithm. Again, thank you. Later.